Okay, so true story. One time, a church decorating committee threatened to stop tithing because I put a Bible on the communion table. And that's actually a 2,000-year-old problem called simony, and it's way more common than you think. So, picture this. I'm 21 years old. I'm an intern doing worship at a small church where the communion table gets full holiday treatment. 4th of July, American flag. Thanksgiving, a cornucopia overflowing with fake gourds. So me and the associate pastor thought, hey, wild idea. What if we put an actual Bible on this communion table? Revolutionary stuff, I know. We didn't ask the decorating committee first, which was our big mistake. So we're in this big emergency meeting where these folks are absolutely livid that we're touched their sacred table setup. And they are threatening to pull their tithes until we remove the Bible. Now, I kind of get it. I felt disrespected. 21-year-old me probably was a bit presumptuous. Maybe I should have asked first. But withholding money to get your way in church is textbook simony. So the term simony comes from Acts chapter 8, where Simon the magician sees Peter and John giving people the Holy Spirit by laying on hands. Simon sees this and he's like, take my money, I want that power too. And Peter basically tells him his money can go to hell with him. So throughout history, simony has meant any sort of pay-to-play church politics, buying bishop positions, purchasing indulgences, putting spiritual gifts on layaway. But I think we've also got reverse simony, which is withholding money to manipulate church decisions. And I, to be honest, have been on both sides of the pulpit. I can see how infuriating this is for pastors who are trying to lead, but also how tempting it is for congregations when churches go directions that we don't like. Here's the thing, though. Our money is power. And I think we've created some church systems where whoever has the most cash gets the most say. The biggest donors, they get to have the private meetings with the pastors, and their preferences shape worship styles. Their politics become the church's politics. And that is pretty antithetical to Jesus, who said, "Blessed are the poor." So how do you actually center the marginalized when only the wealthy get heard? When the person struggling paycheck to paycheck sits in the same pew but has zero influence on church direction? I don't have perfect answers, but I do think our money should always benefit the poor and the marginalized first. God's preferential option for the poor isn't just theology, it's budgeting too. And before we use our wallets to get our way in church disputes, maybe we should ask whether we're fighting for actual justice or just aesthetic preferences. Because at the end of the day, threatening to stop tithing over Bible placement isn't stewardship, it's just spiritual extortion. And the church, for all its flaws, deserves better than being held hostage by whoever can afford the biggest ransom.